the long game. Now, in this episode, the Doctor, Rose, and new recruit Adam travel into the future, and they go to a satellite in space called Satellite 5. Now, we discover that this station is the main producer of the world news to be posted and sent around the world. And the Doctor and Rose and Adam meet this woman who's a reporter. And after a discussion they talk about what they do there and everything like that. There is something wrong with the satellite. And then she invites them along to see how the process works. They go into a room. There are a number of other reporters, and in the centre of this room there is a chair. The lady that they met, which I can't remember the name of, sits in this chair and says, "Spike on," and a hole in the middle of their forehead opens up, and a stream of information gets put straight into their brain. And the Doctor and Rose are horrified by this. They believe it is unhuman and an abomination. Adam, on the other hand, thinks it's brilliant. But then later on we hear of people that supposedly getting a promotion, going up to level 500 of this satellite. And it becomes very clear from the rumours that have been talked about that once you go up to level 500 you never come back down. And the Doctor becomes curious of this, thinking that's very odd. It is. So the Doctor and Rose hack the computer to let them use the lift to go all the way up level 500, which the editor allows, because normally, of course, he would not allow anyone to come up unless they've been allowed to or been promoted. So when they arrive up there, they are greeted by the editor, who is a businessman who has a backer and who is controlling the entire satellite. The Doctor and Rose both feel that they can't trust this person, and then we are introduced to the editor's backer, who is an alien called the Jagrafest, who is the only way to describe him is a ginormous slug who lives on the ceiling. During this time, the woman that they met earlier on gets promoted and gets brought up. But one of the few things that you need to remember is that the whole of floor, or level 500, is frozen. The cooling system is working overtime to keep this particular level cold, because the Jagrafest needs to stay cool, because he makes so much heat that if he gets too hot, he could die. And the editor makes sure he stays alive, so he still gets money, and so the satellite can carry on working. So, meanwhile, Adam, who didn't come up to level 500, has decided to get the implant which will make the hole in his head so he can get information put onto his brain. And he does so, and then then he gets loads of information put onto his brain, and he transfers it over and sends it over to his telephone back at home on Earth in the modern day. So, but the editor figures out what's going on, he sees what's happening, and he uses the information spike to corrupt Adam. And through doing that, he finds out what the Doctor wants to do, which is destroy the editor's backer, who we now know is the Jagrafest. So, with this, the editor tries to imprison the Doctor and Rose and Adam. Fortunately, the Doctor had a plan to get out of this, and before he came up to level 500, he'd already came up with a plan of how he would stop himself being captured, and how he could end up killing the Jagrafest. Which he does. He turns off, or he has someone else to turn off, the cooling system, so the whole of the floor gets far too hot, and the Jagrafest cannot handle the heat, so it explodes. So, it's around this point, after the Jagrafest has been killed, and they're trying to get the Satellite 5 back up to working properly and doing its job correctly, that Rose and the Doctor discovers that Adam has got this information portal in his head, and the Doctor decides that he cannot allow him to carry on travelling with him, just in case he does anything more stupid, or gets himself killed, or gets the Doctor or Rose killed in the future by his stupidity, by being stupid. So the Doctor takes Adam back home, and Adam is upset about this, saying, "Oh well, no, you should let me carry on. You can't leave me the way I am. How am I going to live with this hole in my head?" And the Doctor basically says, "Well, don't do the thing that triggers it," which, at least for Adam, it's just clicking his fingers. So, before the Doctor and Rose leaves, he remembers that Adam transported all the information that he'd got into his head onto his home telephone message machine. The Doctor uses his sonic screwdriver to wipe all of that information off the machine, so it can never be used again. Then the Doctor and Rose leave. Just after that, Adam's mother comes home, and completely by accident, she clicks her fingers, and she's so shocked to see that her son has a hole in his head. This episode of Doctor Who, I think, deserves this mark, because I just think it's not very good. So this episode of Doctor Who, The Long Game, I'm going to give the grade of 6. Thank you very much, and I shall see you next week. Goodbye.